discipline versus motivation. Which one is better? Which one should you rely on? From my personal experience, losing around 50 pounds over the course of 4 years, motivation definitely got me started. Motivation, and what I mean by motivation is like seeing YouTube videos, external reasons that make you want to do something, right? You see a YouTube video, you read an article on a magazine, you see a transformation, and you get motivated. You're like, holy shit, hell yeah, like I want to do that myself, right? That's motivation. That's what I think motivation is. And then discipline is like, well, you're kind of rewiring your brain to do a certain thing just on you're on drive mode, like you're just going regardless, you know what I mean? And eventually what I think is motivation runs out. I think it's I'm not like trying to talk shit about motivation. I think motivation is great, but I think it's great to get you started. And then eventually you're not motivated. There's going to be a time where you're motivated, you're great. It's like the first month you're losing weight or you're gaining muscle or you're getting stronger, and then eventually those results slow down. They start slowing down, and you're like, fuck, what's going on? You know what I mean? And you don't really feel like eating right. You don't really feel like going to the gym. You don't really feel like doing the things you need to do in order to reach your goals. And then that motivation runs out, and then you just fall off the wagon, right? But then discipline, what that does is it keeps you doing the things you need to do regardless of how you feel. So it takes out the feelings out of the equation. And I feel like that is something more that you should try to adapt. Discipline, for me at least, has helped me out so much. Like it's not even hard anymore. Like it's just I'm on go mode. Like I'm on cruise control. I just do it regardless of how I feel. Like if I get off work and I'm hella tired and I don't really feel like lifting, I'm gonna just do it regardless. But then I feel like it's not always discipline, because I feel like there's so much discipline you can have as well. And I think what you should do is use discipline to eventually turn it into a habit. So first you're motivated, right? You're motivated to do it, and then you're disciplined to do it. So I'm gonna do this regardless of how I feel, right? Because this is just what I do. I do it like just brushing my teeth, making my bed in the mornings, putting shampoo on my hair. Hopefully you do those things. and eventually it just turns into habit, so you don't really think about it. Like me now, when I train, I just do it because that's just what I do. I don't really have to think about it. I actually like doing that at this point, right? I love doing it. And for me, mostly where I gotta use my discipline is in the food, because I'm a foodie and I like to eat. But and then eventually, like, you use those things other than the gym, like at work, in your relationships, and whatever you want to do it. If you want to read more, you use discipline for that. You want to just little things, right? And how do you get discipline? I mean, for me, I remember like 2 years ago when I first started my job, I would like do shit that was hard. For example, I would wake up, it was winter, I remember it was December, and I said for 2 weeks, every single day, I don't give a shit what happens, for 2 weeks, I'm going to wake up at 5 a.m. Even though I don't have to wake up at 5 a.m., I still wake up at 5 a.m. and then go run like 2 miles or something like that. But it was hard because it's cold, it's early, I don't have to wake up that early, and then I have to go work, and a physically demanding job. And then I would still do it, and I did for 2 weeks. And then that's kind of like you're building that discipline muscle. You know, you're doing things that are out of your comfort zone, and then you're saying, well, discipline, look, I did this and I did this and I reached that goal, right? And then you apply it to these other things that you want to do. So motivation is great to get you started, but don't rely on motivation only, because then eventually the motivation runs out. So use discipline at first. Be disciplined with yourself. Do little things like making your bed. I would make my bed every single morning for like the past 3 years, 4 years. I've been doing it now, and that kind of like it's like little things that eventually add up to bigger things, and then eventually it turns into habit, and you don't even gotta think about it. Like it's just second nature, right? It's like brushing your teeth. It's like putting shampoo in your hair. I don't really gotta think about training. So now I can use that discipline in somewhere else, you know, in another area of my life that I want to improve. So yeah, guys, just something to think about. That's what I think, and what has helped me over the course of the last 4 years, losing 50 pounds. So hey guys, I hope you guys enjoyed that video, and give it a like please, and comment down below, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see y'all in the next one.